everybody just a moment to get in here. This is November the 8th, the day after election, and I am here to give you guys a little bit updates about the election, the things that I do know. So just jamming the Marvin Gaye this morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I hope y'all all are doing well. Hope everybody's well rested this morning and just ready to, get some things done. So I'm going to give people just another moment to get in here before we get started. I won't be very long this morning because we got a lot going on here in Hinds County today. So I got to get out and get some stuff done. But just wanted to, kind of talk to people about what we have going on and the information that I have, in front of me. I don't have much, but I do want to just relay what I do have to people because I feel like, that is important. So who do we have joining us? Drop some in the comments for me. Let me know who you are and how you are doing this morning. I definitely want to shout out everybody. And it's not showing me people as they come in, so I'm not sure who we have tuned in. So I definitely want to know who we have tuned in and joining us on this morning after the general election in Mississippi. This is the day that we have all been anticipating for quite some time. Good morning, Mom. Lee Schaefer, how you doing? Hope all is well. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I see you are up early with us this morning. All right, Carter J. Covington, happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday. Your birthday was a few days ago, so happy belated birthday to you. Just listen to a little Marvin Gaye this morning just to get everything working and get the blood flowing and all of that good stuff. But got a little stuff, a few things that we are going to talk about this morning that are important to the state of Mississippi and how we move forward over the next 4 years. Good morning, Cordelia. It is always a pleasure to see you. Cordelia, I know I am so sorry, and we are going to definitely talk about the gubernatorial race. So definitely stay tuned in. Please chime in as we're going through this conversation. As this is a conversation I want to have with everybody. And talk about what we need to do to move our state forward. It's so important that we start working on building things out. And so we're going to go ahead and turn Marvin Gaye off. So we're going to get into it. And a lot of people do come after the fact and they will do the replay. So people are definitely welcome to go back and do the replay. So before I go into it this morning, I want to start with a quote. And this is something I meant to post on the eve of election, but it was so chaotic that I didn't get a chance to put it out there. But before every election, I always reflect upon this. And this is a quote that was from President Barack Obama when he was running for election the first time. And he did a video address to the nation. And it says, "No matter what happens, the sun will rise in the morning and America will still be the greatest nation on earth." I want to change it around just a little bit and say that no matter what happens, Mississippi will still be one of the greatest places to live in. And I'm going to stand firm on that. We have a wonderful state. Even with the things that we have going on here, we have wonderful people here, and it is a wonderful place. And I'm going to tell you, something very amazing happened this morning. When I opened my eyes up and I opened my curtains up, guess what? The sun had risen. So no matter what happened yesterday with the election results, the sun still rose today. What we have to focus on now is we have to focus on how do we move forward. That's so important because no matter what happens, we still got to continue to progress. And just gonna address the elephant in the room. I was a very big supporter of Brandon Presley, along with so many other Mississippians. Cordelia, you were another big fan of Brandon Presley. We actually did some canvassing for Brandon Presley here in Byron, Mississippi, and in my district. And I'll stand behind him being the best person for the job. Unfortunately, it did not go that way. Yesterday, Tate Reeves won his reelection campaign. The thing that we have to do is we have to focus on right now is unity. We have to be unified. We have to work together in order to rebuild our state. We can't harp on the fact that our candidate did not win. We can't say since our candidate didn't win that we're not going to work with the current governor, because that's not how we get things done. We have to work with every single person that won their elections last night to move our state forward. Because at the end of the day, we are representing people in Mississippi. We have to do what's best for our constituents. And we have to work across the aisle in order to get that done. I told people on the campaign trail, I was adamant about Medicaid expansion, affordable health care. And I'm going to fight every single day. I have colleagues that are going to fight with me every single day to get that done. Now it's not the time where we tuck our tails and say, oh, well, our candidate didn't win, so we can't get it done. We are going to fight until we're able to get that done because that represents so many people in the state of Mississippi that need health care. And so I say to all of my constituents and everybody else in Mississippi that we are still going to fight for the issues that we campaigned upon to get these things done. And so I don't want people to give up hope and think that, things are not going to happen. So I do want to say congratulations, Governor Tate Reeves, upon winning your reelection campaign. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to serving alongside you, to moving our great state forward and doing what's right by the people of Mississippi. The people of Mississippi overwhelmingly spoke that they want Medicaid expansion. So we have to figure out a way that we can get that done. Our hospitals are closing. We have to figure out a way that we can save our hospitals. So we have our work cut out for us, but we are definitely going to get these things done. Another thing that I want to do, I want to talk about, voter turnout in Mississippi yesterday. And we're still getting reports all across the state. So I'm not going to speak too much on it because I don't know what happened in other areas. But I do want to talk about Hinds County and, my precincts. I'm proud of Hinds County for coming out yesterday. At all of the precincts, we had lines at every single precinct that we went to yesterday. There was a steady flow of people at the precincts going out to vote. Now, I'm being told that statewide, we had low voter turnout still. One thing that I want people to understand is we didn't get to where we are right now overnight. People didn't just stop voting and stop trusting the electoral process overnight. This happened from years of misinformation, years of voter suppression. And the reason I say this is because it's going to take years for us to get out of that. So what I'm saying to everybody is we have to continue to show up. Now that the election is over, we cannot tuck our tails and say, oh, we lost election. We're not going to be vocal anymore. We have to work together with the people. We got to keep letting the people know why it's important for them to continue to show up in other elections. We have started some amazing work here in Mississippi that we have to continue doing in order to continue to increase this voter turnout number. And so, I see people saying, Hinds County, you failed us, you let us down, you didn't go out. And I'm not going to say that about the voter turnout in Hinds County, because what I saw with my eyes, I saw momentum. I saw people going out to vote. I'm proud that people went out to vote. We got to continue to build upon that momentum to ensure that we get voter turnout to where it needs to be so that we can start electing the right people into office that, need to get elected. Another thing I want to talk about is issues that we had at the polling precincts. And this is not a jab towards anybody, towards any of our election commissioners or anybody, but we have to stop having these widespread issues at the polling precincts on election day. We had precincts that ran out of ballots on election day. That is unacceptable because we tell people, come out and vote. Your vote counts. And if a person shows up to a precinct and they can't vote because there aren't any ballots there, it's a strong possibility this person is not going to return when ballots are available. Now, I did research yesterday on the state statute to figure out, because as I'm thinking legislatively, do we need to do anything differently as far as making sure enough ballots are at the precincts? Well, the state statute states that there should be 60% of registered voter ballots at every single precinct. So I said, okay, what do we need to do? Do we need to consider maybe changing this to 80% or 100%? And then I started thinking, there's no way that we had 60% of registered voter ballots at each precinct when we had precincts that were running out of ballots at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, if it had been 6 o'clock and precincts were running out of ballots, we could say, oh, well, they had higher voter turnout than was anticipated, and that's why they ran out. But this started at around 2 o'clock, yesterday. And one thing that I was doing yesterday is, although I didn't have an opponent, I was still at the precincts, just, out there, just driving around and seeing how things were going, and just talking to people, about the poll watchers, talking to them about things that were going on with the issues, at the precincts and things of that sort. And we started hearing about this shortage of ballots. We started a call to action, and we said, what do we need to do? And Democratic Party successfully got a court order to keep the polling precincts open until 8 o'clock in Hinds County, to make sure that every single person had the opportunity to go out and vote. It's important that I hate that it had to come to that. We're running out of ballots, but I'm so glad that we were able to keep the polling precincts open an extra hour so that people could go out and cast their vote. And that's not only for Democrats, it's for Republicans as well. I talked to LeMaster with WLBT last night, and I told him, I said, every single Mississippian should have the opportunity to vote. Democrat, Republican, Independent, it does not matter your political affiliation. That's your right to be able to vote. And so I'm proud that we were able to keep the polls open a little while longer so that people could get out and vote. I hate that I'm sorry, let me put my phone on do not disturb. I hate that that it came to that. But one thing that we are going to do is we are going to have to sit down and figure out, going into our next election, what are we going to do to ensure that we don't have these problems again. I understand there are over 100 precincts in Hinds County, and I understand that things cannot be perfect. There are going to be issues. There are going to be technical issues. There are going to be machines that are going to break down. Some things are inevitable, but the problems that can be avoided, in my opinion, are, running out of ballots, having enough ballots. I think that that's a problem that we should not be having. If the machine breaks down, we can't do anything about that. If there's a power outage, we can't do anything about that. But when it comes down to ordering ballots and making sure that there are enough ballots, we have control over that. So we need to figure out how can we stop that from happening again, because that's not fair to, number one, the voters that are going out to cast their votes. Number two, that's not fair to the candidates. Being a candidate, I know how hard it is, how hard we work, how much money we have to spend when running for office. And it's not fair to us as candidates for our constituents not to be able to go out and vote for us because of issues at the polling place. And so I'm going to get off of that, get off of that for a minute, but that's not going to be the last that we're going to hear about this. We're going to talk more about this. And so let's talk about, how do we rebuild our state? Good morning, Miss Briley. Yes, I am so happy for Yazoo. I'm tickled pink about Yazoo. We're going to get into these races in just a moment. But sad for Mississippi, most definitely. And so, how do we rebuild in Mississippi? So when I'm looking at the slate of candidates for our statewide offices. And out of our statewide candidates, we did not have one Democrat to win a seat statewide. Now, we did have Commissioner Willie Simmons. He's not statewide, but he's our transportation commissioner for Central District. He's not a statewide candidate, but he's next to a statewide candidate because he has 22 counties. So we are so happy that we were able to reelect Commissioner Simmons. Also, we have to Keith Stamps, which is running for Public Service Commissioner, and his race, they have not decided upon his race yet. DeKeither is currently in the lead by 1,000 votes. We are praying and fighting that we can get DeKeither across the finish line. But we had some great candidates on the statewide in the statewide pool. None of our candidates won. So, this is what we're going to have to do. And this is just, I'm not a political guru by any means, but we are going to, one saying that we hear all the time is you gotta fix your own house before you fix somebody else's house. I kind of paraphrase it, say something else. Sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine. So what I'm saying is what we have to do is we are going to have to start on the local level. We're going to have to start fielding great Democratic candidates on the local level first. Once we do that, we can start fielding great candidates on the statewide level or the legislative level. So when we talk about the state house and the state senate, that's what we're going to have to do next. And then we can start getting the momentum that we're going to need to start getting our Democrats into our statewide seats. So we have to start building locally. Local elections are the most important elections. And that's something I tell every single person. I stand by it. And the reason local elections are important is because these are our point of contacts. And so if we need something done legislatively, or we need something done, in the state house or the state senate, when we have a strong local electorate, so when we have a strong mayor, a strong board of aldermen or city council, strong supervisors that are working with our legislators to get things done, that changes our quality of life. But when we have elected officials on the local level that live in a silo, that don't work well with our legislators, then we don't get the things we need for our community. So we have to start first by building locally, because what's going to happen is when we get strong candidates on the local level. Good morning, Barbara Brown. How you doing, cuz? So when we get strong candidates on the local levels, that builds momentum in our community because people are seeing things done in the community. They're working well with our state leaders. And once we start building from that, then we can get our legislative seats turned. And once we get that done, we can start getting our statewide candidates. So we got to start building somewhere. That's one thing that we're going to have to really start working on. We're going to be having municipal elections in Mississippi in 2025. This is 2023, the end of 2023. What do we need to start doing right now? We need to start working on fielding candidates for our 2025 municipal elections. Good morning, Kirk. How you doing? Hey, look, tell your dad congratulations, Senator Thomas, and also tell your brother, Supervisor-elect Joseph Thomas, congratulations on his victory. And so we have to phone been ringing up the hook this morning. And so we have to start fielding, our local candidates. And so we need to start. We don't need to wait until 2025, right before qualifying, to say, okay, we got people running for office. We need to start shaping people and molding people right now that's going to run for office, and they're going to do great things and work with legislators to get things done that we need to get done. That's the only way that we are going to move our state forward. We see momentum in Mississippi right now. We see Mississippi moving. It's moving at a glacial pace, but Mississippi, is moving. We just got to continue to fight, and we can't give up. And I'm hoping that we don't give up and we don't go into a corner and say, hey, it's not going to happen, because that's what people are expecting us to do. And so I'm going to go through some of these election results. Now, another thing that's very disheartening to me is, after every election, on the morning after, I hate that, we're not able to give more accurate numbers, but things just don't come in the way that they need to do. Gabriel, yes, we got to start working on building our local candidates, because until we can do that, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to be at the same place. Our local races are very important. And we have people, we really focus on gubernatorial races and presidential elections. I mean, they're important, but our local elections are more important. And so we're going to talk about Hinds County. And so we're going to talk about the election results for Hinds County. So these are unofficial results. I'm not sure what percentage is reporting, but In the Hinds County District Attorney's race, Jody Owens, our current district attorney, won his reelection bid. Our sheriff, Tyree Jones, has won his reelection. It looks like Anthony Tony Smith is going to be District 2 supervisor. Right now, it's saying that Wanda Evers is going to be District 4 supervisor. Bobcat McGowan is going to win re-election, it looks like, according to the numbers. Hinds County Election Commissioner, District 2. Right now, nobody has gotten 50% of the vote, but in the lead, we have Bobby Graves with at 35% and Ratoya McGee trailing her at 26%. So it's more than likely going to be a runoff between Bobby Graves and Ratoya McGee. District 4 election commissioner looks like Lynn Horton has a solid lead over Justin Cook. Once again, I'm not sure what percentage has been reported because I know Hinds County, they're supposed to be meeting again at 10 o'clock today. I think some of the precincts haven't reported, so these numbers can adjust and can shift. So these are the numbers that I have as of right now. And so let's talk about my hometown. Miss Mary Briley, are you still with us? Kirk Thomas, are you still with us? We're getting ready to talk about my hometown, my home county, as everybody say, the zoo, where I was born and raised. And before I get into the results, I want to say that, as Ms. Briley said, I am very proud of Yazoo County. I'm proud. Yazoo County, when I saw the results come in, I was excited. I was disappointed, statewide and the other things that I saw. But when I saw Yazoo, I was shouting myself, go Yazoo. So we're going to go through the Yazoo results. Okay, so for Yazoo County Chancery Clerk, the incumbent Quint Carver is going to win his reelection bid against Romika Mack. Romika, you did very good. Romika had 48% of the vote. I know Romika, she was a year ahead of me in high school. You were 2 years ahead of me, but very great person. Romika, don't give up. I want to see your name on the ballot again. You've ran a great campaign. I'm proud of you. Robert Coleman is going to win his bid for re-election as the Yazoo County Circuit Clerk. He had about 63% of the vote. So congratulations to Robert Coleman. And the sheriff's race, I'm so proud of this young man, Jeremy McCoy. Jeremy McCoy will be the sheriff of Yazoo County. Jeremy worked so hard. I actually endorse Jeremy. Jeremy worked hard. He had a plan. He stuck to his plan. He ran a phenomenal campaign, and I'm excited. I know he's going to do great things in Yazoo County in the sheriff's seat. So, Jeremy, I am very, very proud of you. I hadn't had a chance to reach out to you. I'm going to be reaching out to you later on today. But you did your thing. I told you, I kept telling you, I said, Jeremy, don't worry, you got it. You got it. I said, but I understand how you feel, because when I was running, people telling me that, Fabian, you got it. I said, but I still was nervous. But it's official. So, Jeremy, I'm proud of you. You are going to do great things. And moving on down, Yazoo County Tax Assessor. Denise Robertson won her re-election bid for Yazoo County Tax Assessor. Hey, that's my cousin. Cousin Denise, I'm proud of you. You ran a great campaign. I know you're going to do great things as a county tax assessor again. She won with, looks like 3,800 votes, about 56% of the votes. Yazoo County tax collector, is going to be Miranda Alexander. She won with 53% of the vote. Yazoo County Supervisor District 1 is going to be Danny Moore Jr. Yazoo County Supervisor District 2, the incumbent David Berry is won his re-election bid. For Yazoo County Supervisor District 3, we got Willie Deuce Wright. That's my cousin. Congratulations to you, Deuce. For Yazoo County Supervisor District 4, we have none other than David Payton. I am proud of David Payton. You ran a great campaign. You've been doing some amazing things in the community for several years. I know that you're going to be a great supervisor for the people of District 4. So I couldn't be happier with the outcome of District 4 results. So congratulations to you, David Payton. I got to reach out to David later as well. Yazoo County Supervisor District 5 is none other than Joseph Thomas Jr. Congratulations to you, Joseph Thomas Jr. It was, what I can truly say is that it is your time. This was your time. You have been doing amazing things in the community for such a long time. You never gave up. You continued to fight. You didn't give up. And the people came out and spoke and they said it was your time. You ran against Kobe Collins. Kobe's my cousin. Kobe, you did great things for the people in Yazoo County for quite some time. I remember working on your campaign when I was a little boy. So I remember those good old days when I was working on your campaign, Kobe's. But congratulations to you, Joe. A very good, solid race that you ran, and you're so deserving of it. The fruits of your labor have finally paid off. So, great job to you. Justice Court Judge for Northern District is Pamela May, the incumbent, 66% of the vote. For the Southern District Justice Court, we got Benny Warrington going in, like he had about 52% of the vote. For Yazoo County Constable Northern District, we have Sean Eccles going back in, 52% of the vote. And for Yazoo County Constable Southern District, none other than Eddie Ace Smith, another cousin. Wow, I'm related to just about everybody that was running for office, it looks like. So congratulations to all of the candidates up in Yazoo County on your reelection bid. I'm proud of you guys. Y'all ran good races. The people came out and spoken, and they spoke loud. And so it's time to get to work for all of you guys. Another race that we have right now, I spoke about it earlier, is the Keep Stamps race for Public Service Commissioner Central District. They're still calculating the numbers. As of right now, the last I checked, Deketer was in the lead by over 1,000 votes. I want to say 95% of the votes are in, so they're still working on getting the final tallies. Please continue to push, continue to pray that we can get him across the finish line. Stamps ran a very good campaign, and we are hoping to get him across the finish line. Thank you so much, Ms. Briley. Yes, it is. With the results, we have to, we didn't get everything that we wanted, last night or yesterday, but we have to be grateful for the things that we did get. We're moving the needle just a little bit. If we had to move the needle all the way, that would have been great. But we have to focus on the progress that we made and, reflect upon that and build upon that and not give up. That's one thing, that we can't do. We have to always look at the light at the end of the tunnel, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. One thing to our candidates that did not win, I want to challenge you guys to still be vocal. It was something in you that inspired you to run for office. There was inspiration in you somewhere. And just because you did not win does not mean that you still cannot serve. And so I'm calling on every single person that ran for office to still continue to serve the people of your community. You don't have to have a title to serve people. You don't have to be an elected official to serve people. And so keep the same energy and the momentum that inspired you to run for office and pour that back in your community. People that won their seats need help. We have to work together. One thing that's keeping Mississippi behind is our lack of unity. And there is more that unites us than divides us. The issues that we're facing in Mississippi right now are not issues that are singled down to race, political affiliation, or gender. The issues that we're facing, such as healthcare, Education. These are not put into a box and only affect Democrats, Republicans, black or white. And so we have to realize that in order to make this a better state, we're going to have some sense of unity. And, walking into the state legislature, I'm walking into a Republican trifecta. We have a Senate, House of Representatives that's Republican controlled, Lieutenant Governor, governor's seat, and all statewide offices. And so I'm walking in with the mindset that I am ready to work with every single person. I'm ready to reach across the aisle to get things done that's going to help our state and help move our state forward. I'm ready to work across the aisles to make this a better Mississippi for not only my constituents but everybody in Mississippi. And so, people that won your elections, I'm going to call you guys out for a moment right now. It's time for us to work together. And so I don't know what happened on the campaign trail, if it got nasty on the campaign trail, which in some cases it did. But it's time to put all of that aside. It's time for us to grow up and be mature and say, hey, look, we are here to serve our people. If you did not run for office to serve your people, you need to give it up. When you ran for office, if you didn't say, I want to work with every single person, you need to give it up, because if you're not willing to work with every single person, then we are not going to get anywhere as a state. It's time out for the games. It's time for us to start showing up for our people and start putting all this petty stuff aside. Because when we do that, we don't win. We don't move our state forward. We're going to end back up in the same tunnel or funnel of foolishness that we've had for so long. The issues that are plaguing our state are not partisan issues right now. And so we got to take that partisan stamp off of things and start doing what's right by our people. We got to start doing what's right by our constituents. And I'm hoping that, this falls upon somebody's heart to say, hey, let's start reaching across the aisle to get things done, because we cannot do anything, alone. Yeah, Miss Briley, unity is the key. United we stand, but divided we fall. And what are we seeing right now? Our state is falling and crumbling because we're so divided, because we're saying I'm going to be in this group that's going to do that, and I'm going to be in this group that's going to do that, but we cannot come together. Our political parties were created as, it's a checks and balance system. And so, it's not a checks and balance system anymore. It's a system of alienation, because Democrats were alienated from the Republicans. Historically, what it was supposed to be a checks and balance system. So it was going to be, the Democrats' idea is too far-fetched, or the Republicans' idea is too far-fetched. So what we're going to do, we're going to come together and we're going to find common ground. That's why we have political parties. But what's happened now is, instead of being checks and balances, we have created a fraternity or sorority. So we got a Democrat sorority and a Republican sorority. And we say, Democrats, we're only going to vote this way, only with other Democrats. Republicans, we're only going to vote this way with other Republicans. But we have to get away from that. And we have to start asking ourselves, is this what my district needs? Is this what my constituents need? And if it is, we have to vote in that way. That's called working across the aisle to get legislation passed. Because as Democrats, we have some good ideas and we have some bad ideas sometimes. Republicans have good ideas sometimes and have bad ideas sometimes. So nobody knows it all. Nobody's going to be right 100% of the time, but we got to figure out a way that we can reach across the aisles and work across the aisles to get things done. We have a lot. Like I say, it's a lot. I'm smiling right now, but there's a lot that we're up against. There are a lot of systems and things that we're going to have to work on revamping, in the electoral process and in the way things are done with our elections, because I am disappointed about things that happened at the precincts in Hinds County on yesterday. Some of these were my precincts, and so I am unhappy about that. And it's going to be addressed. because we want to know that people want to know that their vote is being counted, that their vote matters, and that they're going to have a safe and effective election when they are casting their ballots. That's what people, that's what people deserve, and we're going to make sure it happens. But once again, I want to say I'm proud of the people that turned out on yesterday. Said people are talking about, oh, people didn't turn out, and I'm so disappointed. I'm so sad. We have to always talk about the good things. We can't harp on the bad things and keep pushing the bad things. We got to talk about the positivity. And I saw with my own two eyes yesterday that there were lines at the precincts in my district. I'm proud of the people for coming up and showing out. We didn't get the results we wanted yesterday, but the sun will rise again. It's risen again, and we're going to get things done. Now, before I get off of here, I would be remiss if I did not thank every single person that went out and voted for me, that supported me on this journey. It was an amazing journey. I appreciate every single person for believing in me, for believing in my vision for the district, for believing in the platform that I ran upon, and for trusting me. Your vote is something that's very sacred, and is something that I will never take for granted. I cannot say thank you enough to every single person for trusting and believing in me. I'm going to represent you guys every single day to the best of my ability. I'm going to fight for this district every single day. I'm going to fight for the state every single day. For the issues that I ran upon, Medicaid expansion, that's my top priority, is getting Medicaid expanded to stop our hospitals from closing and to make sure that every Mississippian has health care. And we are going to get it done. And so thank all of y'all, for voting. I cannot say thank you enough. For your votes in the primary runoff, and even in the general election on yesterday, even though I was unopposed. Thank you guys for thinking enough of me. Thank you so much, Gabriel. But thank you guys for thinking so much of me to go out and vote for me. And I'm gonna fight, for y'all every single day. That's my promise to you. The homework is, and Cordelia, thank you for your boots on the ground. You really got out and you campaigned and you showed up for Brandon Presley. So thank you. You believed in your candidate and you supported him 110%. So our homework is to continue to talk about the things that we are going to have to work on changing in Mississippi. Our homework is getting people engaged, working with people to tell them why it's so important to vote. Our homework is not giving up. We may have may have lost the battle, but the war is not over yet. We are still, in this war. Mississippi is a great state, no matter what people say. We have great people here in Mississippi. I love Mississippi, and I'm going to continue to fight for Mississippi. Cordelia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm going to continue to fight for, fight for our people in Mississippi. We need your help to continue in this fight. But it's not over yet. We still have lots of work to do. Everybody, don't be disheartened right now. Don't be sad. Don't be upset. It is what it is. And now it's time for us to figure out, what do we need to do to continue to rebuild our party. We have new party leadership, new Democratic Party leadership that I'm excited about. Representative Chuck Taylor, I'm excited about. We're working. And this is just the beginning. And so I'm going to get off of here. Got a lot of work to get done today. I just wanted to kind of give everybody the information that I had available. As I get more information, definitely will be relaying it to you guys. Make sure you guys tune in to our show tomorrow, the Reliable Representation Talk Show at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time on 90.1 WMPR. We will also be streaming live here on Facebook and all social media platforms. Please follow and support, our show. because what we're doing is we are revamping and reviving Mississippi. One more story before I get off of here. I remember when I was standing in church in Jackson Revival Center back in April. I was in, the middle of campaign mode, and God spoke to me at church, and He said, "Fabian, this is bigger than you running for office. My plans are so much bigger." And that's set with me, back then, and it sits with me every single day. And now as I see doors start to open up, and I know that His plan for me is to do what I can to change our state, to get people involved, to get people engaged. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep the smile on my face, and I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to support great people. Even if they only have 10 votes, I'm going to pat them on the back. Great job. Because guess what? When I ran the first time, I had 33 votes. I'm going to pat them on the back and tell them, great job. We're going to revamp, we're going to restructure, and we're going to run again. That's what we have to do. We're going to have to revamp our state. And I'm passionate about it. We're going to get people that's going to run for office that are going to win these seats. We're going to start on a local level, and we're going to build up from there. And so I'm getting off of here. Once again, thank you guys. Don't be discouraged. Don't listen to the media. Don't let the media, get you upset, depressed. Have your coffee. Smile today. Realize that we're on the brink of change and that we're not giving up, and we're going to continue to do what we can to move our state forward. Y'all have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you guys on the Reliable Representation Talk Show at 6 o'clock tomorrow. It's been great. And look, it's we're smiling. We're smiling through it all because it's going to be okay. So just know, and I'm going to end on this, God is in control. And as long as God is in control, we don't have anything to worry about. I don't care who is in our governor's seat or in any other seat. As long as God is in control, we can only win. We can only win with God in control. So we're not going to worry about it, and we got it. So thank y'all for all of your support, and I'm proud. I'm proud to I woke up this morning proud to be a Mississippian, as I am every single day. But God is in control. He has us. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all soon.